strike, 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 strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Heck, no, we won't go. Strike, strike, strike. Hi, everybody. So at this point, I'm sure you've heard of the actors going on strikes. There's been a number of accounts where actors have showed up for film premieres and they've essentially just walked off as they are standing with the writers and all the other people that have gone on strike in Hollywood. So the Hollywood Actors Strike, it started with the Writers Guild of America strike, which is what we're seeing in the news right now. But what's really interesting is, although they want to plaster this everywhere that, the actors are on strike, there's been quite a few different areas, different occupations that have gone on strike in recent days as well. Recently, the California hotel workers went on strike. Canada Post workers have gone on strike. There was an Italy rail strike with the railroads. There have been strikes in the UK within the teachers union, train drivers, as well as nurses, all in the UK. And as well as the California hotel workers here in the USA, where I live. We've had Starbucks recently go on strike, and we are looking into the future, and potentially UPS will be going on strike as well. So why do employees go on strike? Well, one reason is they want to protest unfair wages and other issues that might arrive at the company. Another reason for striking is to change the balance of power between the employer and the employees. One thing to remember is that there typically is no pay while on strike. Sometimes if you are a part of a union, the union may pay a percentage of pay, but you as an employee will not receive a paycheck during the strike. Another reason for going on strike is to exacerbate financial problems for the company. It's pretty basic. You want them to realize how important you are, and you want to be paid accordingly. It's important to note that without strikes, there would have been no labor movement, there'd be no unions today, and there would be no contracts amongst employers and employees. So that leads to the bigger question, why? Why are there so many strikes? Why is this happening so frequently, where we see it almost daily in the news? And I don't really have an answer to that question. I think that there is an underlying kind of turning of the tide going on in society right now, where people are realizing, working 9 to 5, slaving away at a job only to be able to spend 2 days at home with your family. It's becoming tiring. One thing that I think is pretty interesting is a new trend that's kind of hit TikTok and social media lately is the trend called quiet quitting. And basically my understanding of it is, when you're hired to do a job, you go in and do exactly what that job is. You clock in at 8 o'clock, you clock out at 5 o'clock, not a minute later or sooner, whatever it may be. You are hired to do a specific set of skills, and those are the sets of skills that you will complete and nothing else. A lot of people have voiced, concern or just really kind of shown hate towards these people. And I can't do that myself. I understand exactly where these people are coming from. I understand exactly why they are acting and doing what they're doing. And another thing to mention too is I've been listening to a lot of soundscapes, and soundscapes is basically like Native American songs that were shared and were sung amongst the people. It is amazing. If you haven't listened to any of this, it's moving. It'll give you goosebumps, so you should check it out. Lastly, I want to mention that any employee has the right to strike. Typically it's more common amongst unions because the union is the facilitator between the employer and the employees. They're the ones that work out the contracts. They're the ones that will agree on on pay and compensation, so forth. But any employee can strike. And what's interesting is you hear stories of like grocery stores that are wanting to strike. They're kind of in the works of unionizing, and corporations will come in and immediately shut it down. I mean, they do not mess around with unionizing. It is something that corporations or corporate America is very fearful of, having someone for the employees, rooting for the employees and trying to get fair pay and trying to get good health insurance for the employees and the employees' family. It's a big fear for a lot of corporations, because they don't want, they want to pay you the least amount and get the most amount out of you. And it's really pathetic. So anyways, guys, I hope this video finds you well. I hope that you're secure and that you are not fearing for tomorrow. You're not worried about how you're going to make a payment on something. It is really, really scary. It's a scary world full of uncertainty. So I really wish my best to you. Stay strong. We got this. We are the mini. So be strong. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman.